Even before he arrived in Jordan, Prince Charles made no secret of his concern about the rise of extremism in the Middle East. But meeting with King Abdullah II and other religious leaders, he went further in his condemnation. In a speech, he said, "This initiative comes at a time when the situation in Iraq, Syria and elsewhere could not be more desperate. I do not need to tell you, of course, the horrors that have been inflicted in the name of religion. People driven from their homes by individuals who adhere to a perverted and brutal misinterpretation of Islam.
We left there our homes, fortunes and our jobs."
And did your house get taken over?
On Saturday night, the prince had met a group of Christians forced to leave Iraq and everything they owned. He has long-standing links with the Arab nations, but was here to learn more about the threat now posed by the so-called Islamic State.
The challenges for those millions of people who are inside Syria that we can't get to.
At the Zatari refugee camp, thousands have stories to tell of how they fled their homes in Syria. Prince Charles is no stranger to talking about better communication between all faiths, but his worries about extremism are also closer to home, as he revealed in a new interview, talking about young people being radicalised in Britain.
The extent to which this has happened is the alarming part. I mean, particularly in a country like ours, where the values we hold dear, you would think that people who've come here and born here, go to school here, would imbibe those values and outlooks. But the frightening part is that people can be so radicalized either through contact with somebody else or through the internet.
Despite his apparently good intentions, some believe he's increasingly overstepping the mark with his views.
I think for some time Charles has been gradually warming up public opinion to the idea of an activist king. I think he's playing a very dangerous game. So far, politicians and the media have allowed him to get away with it to some extent. There will come a time when what he says in public will jar quite strongly with public opinion, and that's when we're going to have a very serious problem.
The prince's visit was planned long before Jordan stepped up airstrikes against IS. He hasn't made it clear how he feels about military action. It appears more dialogue is his way of encouraging peace. Rhiannon Mills, Sky News.